Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I would love for you to like, comment, and subscribe. I do upload at least 2 videos a week every Monday and Friday. So it's currently Wednesday. It's about to be Thursday because it's about to be midnight, but this video will probably be uploaded on Friday. So this is going to be after work chat, I think episode 13, 12 or 13, I think. So it's gonna be like a little story time of, and this is like, for me, I think this is a perfect example of why, if you're a med aid, med tech, or a nurse or whatever, you should always count the narcotics before you accept the keys to a cart. So yeah, this is actually something that happened to me a couple months ago. I've been at this job for, I want to say, was it 3 months now? A little bit over 3 months. Because I got hired like towards the end of December. It was still technically 2022 when I got hired, because I remember I worked on New Year's. So it's been a little bit over 3 months now, right? But I got trained on the floor, and then they trained me to work on the car as a med aid. And I think it was like my second or third day of training, right? I was with this lady. We're gonna call her Linda. And so basically, Linda, she works first shift as a med aid. Sometimes she stays over till 7. And I was actually told they're glad that they hired me, because they were short on, nurses and med aids. And Linda had been working a lot from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Not because she necessarily wanted to, but because they didn't have no other person to pass out medicine. Anyway, so I was supposed to be, excuse me, y'all have to excuse me if I cough, because I've kind of got sick. I'm just getting over a stuffed up nose, which I hate, but I'm a lot better now. So if I cough or sneeze or whatever, just excuse me. But anyway, what was I saying? So Linda, she drops at 3 o'clock. She has 2 co-workers. I don't know if she's related to them or whatever, but she drops them off. They get off at 3 and she drops them off, and the DON knows about it. They said it's okay. She drops them off. They must not live far from the job. Then she comes back and does her med pass. So this is one of those days that she drops them off, and I was supposed to be training with her. So the nurse, nurse supervisor, I guess you could call it, well, the nurse that was over Linda, I asked her, well, what do you want me to do till she gets back? Like, do you want me to just wait in the break room till she gets back? And she was like, yeah, that's fine, right? This is actually this incident almost made me quit. But anyway, so the unit manager, she is at a higher position than the nurse that's over Linda. She said, no, go ahead and start. I'm going to hand you the keys, and you can go ahead and get started. That way you can get a good feel of it instead of sitting in a break room. So, I took the keys, and y'all, I know, stupid, I'll never do this again. And I don't know why the nurse manager, she told me to take the keys, and I ain't even counted yet. And plus, I'm in training. You know what I'm saying? You're an LP, and you should know this. You shouldn't tell me to be taking no keys if I ain't counted on the card. But I took the keys. Trust me, y'all, I will never do this again, ever. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the DON. I don't care if you're the president of the motherfucking United States. I'm never taking no keys. I'm not accepting no keys that I ain't counted. Even though technically I was in training, so maybe that's why she told me just to go ahead and take the keys. Because Brenda, what she did was she left the keys at a secret spot in the cart, so couldn't no patient or nobody get to them. But still, though, you know what I'm saying? You really shouldn't do that. But anyway, so as soon as I take the keys and I work my way down the hall, a patient was asking for some pain medicine, right? And the unit manager had told me, and she was like, yeah, don't just give it to them. See when the last time they had any, And I said, I know. You don't just give somebody some, especially a narcotic, just because they asked for it. You gotta look and see when the last time they had it, So, you want to do 2 things. Um, if somebody's asking for some pain medicine, especially like a narcotic, like a hydrocodone or oxycodone, you look in the computer. So he gets it PRN. I think it was, and this happened like 2 months ago. I think it was every 2 hours or every 6 hours, something like, not 2 hours. I'm sorry, it might have been every 4 hours, 6 hours. I don't remember. So there's nothing signed. I go under his PRN medication. I believe it was a hydrocodone. It was one of the two. I don't remember, but it was either a hydrocodone or an oxycodone that he gets PRN. So I looked. He doesn't have it. It's not. From what I see on the MAR, he has not had that pain pill all day. So also though, I look in the narcotic book because sometimes, people don't sign the computer that they gave a pain medicine or any kind of PRN medicine, even though that's what you're supposed to do. Some people get busy, they forget, or some people just too lazy to do it. So I always look in the book as well, because most people sign in the book. You're supposed to sign your narcotics as you give them. So I go to his name on the page about his pain medicine. According to the page, he hasn't had a pain medicine since the day before. So what does that mean? He can have it. Now listen, y'all. I done looked in the MAR. From what I see, it said he hasn't had one since yesterday. I looked in the book. Same thing. So, he can have one then, right? So, y'all, God must have really been looking out for me this day. Because literally 5 seconds, I want to say, before I'm about to pop this pain pill out for him, finally Linda, I was about to say her real name, Linda comes down the hall. Okay, I'm back. Oh, you training with me? You said, okay, what we're doing? Where you at? Like, what person? I said, oh, I'm about to give such and such the pain pill he asked me. I said, no, I already gave it to him. I was like, oh, okay. I looked at his name. I looked in the narcotic book. It's not signed that he had one, so that's why I was going to go ahead and give it to him. Oh, I didn't sign it. Like, really? That's a good example of why you should sign your narcotics as you give them. Now, I understand when you're on the cart in a nursing home, sometimes it gets busy. A patient might fall, or something's going on where, you get distracted. A patient trying to talk to you about this, and you really need to be focused on making sure you're giving out the right medicine, but it happens, So I could see every once in a while, but she didn't say what was the reason. She just said, oh, I didn't sign it. Yeah, I was so freaking mad. I was so mad because if she would have came even just a few seconds after that, he would have been overdosed on a narcotic, and that would have been a med error. So I was so angry. I was happy that she told me. When I tell y'all, I had the card in my hand, and my thumb was right here. I was about to pop that pill out for him and give it to him. Now I feel like if I would have gave him the pill, I wouldn't be in the wrong. Cause Linda should have signed that shit. Like, why would you not sign it? And you trained. Like, why would you not sign it? It's not that hard. Go to his name and sign your fucking name and sign the time you gave it, the dose. That's all you gotta do. So that shit made me mad. Cause I was literally this fucking close to overdosing him on a narcotic. And technically that would be a med error. And like in nursing homes, they make it a big deal, especially with them narcotics. They don't play about them narcotics. That you do not want to give somebody a narcotic that they're not supposed to have, or you don't want to give it to them too much. And I'm wondering, okay, if I would have gave him that narcotic, whose fault would have been? Because I looked in the MAR. According to the MAR, he didn't have it. I also looked in the book like I'm supposed to. According to the book, he didn't have it till yesterday. So that shit pissed me off. So from this day on, I don't care if I've been working with somebody for 30 freaking years. We counting this card. I don't care. So y'all, I just wanted to give y'all an example of why it's so important to count the narcotics. Because if Linda would have counted those narcotics with me or somebody, we would have caught that. She would have said 30, And I'm like, oh wait, this is 29. Then she would have been like, oh, I forgot to sign it. But that's it. That's a reason why I think everybody should really sign narcotics as you give them. I don't understand why. That's kind of less. You're making it easier for yourself too. I feel like signing narcotics as you give them, versus you wait till you're done with your med pass. Then you got to sit down and try to remember everybody that you gave a narcotic to, or you got to go through the whole book. Maybe if you wrote them down and re-sign, everybody that you get a narcotic to. To me, I'd much rather just sign it. It takes a few more seconds because you gotta find their name but I'd rather do that. To me, that makes my job a little bit easier versus waiting until I'm done and then going back and signing them. That's just me. I know everybody's different, but that's the way I've always done it. So that really just pissed me off. Like, lady, why ain't you just sign it? And Linda, she's a med aide like me. She's not a nurse, so you don't really deal with, as a med aide, I know, like, if there's an emergency or if patients fall or something, that's not taking up much of your time. You can help the nurse if they need vital signs or something like that. But as a med aide, you're not calling the ambulance. You're not, you know what I'm saying? So I don't understand, why didn't you sign that? But like I said, I'm so glad she came when she did and said, oh, I already gave it to him. And I will say this though, I think she learned from her mistake, because the next day I was training with her and I counted, and I asked her, I said, I also asked her, did you give anybody a pain pill? Because I don't want to, overdose. No, she was like, no. I only, if it ain't signed, I didn't give it, So I feel like she just said that, and she did that because of what happened the day before. So I feel like maybe she did learn from her mistake, which that's good. Like, girl, I would have been so pissed off. That almost made me want to quit. Like, I was so mad because I don't play about them narcotics. Especially like when I'm counting off for the next shift, I like my shit to be correct. So ain't no misunderstanding, ain't no, if I say 30, but you on the card it says 29, ain't none of that shit. I make sure that shit is right. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. Once in a while, I might forget to sign something because, like I said, a patient might be trying to talk to me, or I might have 2 or 3 patients rushing me to get their pain medicine, or there could be something going on, whatever. But I would say, honestly, 95% of the time, I sign a narcotic as I give it. So yeah, that's just like I said, I think that's a good example of something I went through, of why you should always count them narcotics no matter what. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.